17.2 Refining petroleum. Here in this lesson we study how to refine petroleum. Refining petroleum means we separate the petroleum into different fractions. As you see here in this refinery tower, we can separate the petroleum into different fractions. Each fraction will have molecules with similar size. So here petroleum will be separated into 8 fractions: refinery gas, gasoline, naphtha, kerosene, diesel oil, fuel oil, lubricating fraction, and bitumen. So you have here 8 different fractions are separated from each other using fractional distillation. As you know, fractional distillation means evaporation with heating, then condensation with cooling. So because these fractions have different boiling points, each fraction will separate at its boiling point. The temperature, as you go up here in the tower, the temperature decreases. So the highest temperature here, it's above 400 down here, and as you go up the temperature decreases. So again, what happens? Fractional distillation. This means the fractions will be separated according to the boiling point. Each fraction will evaporate at its boiling point, then outside will condensate again. In the lab we can do this by using this experiment. We have a flask containing crude oil or petroleum, and we heat, and we use a thermometer to know the temperature. We heat the petroleum until temperature 100, so some of it will evaporate, then condensate here in this cold test tube. At 100 degrees, we take this tube away and put another one, empty one. Then we complete heating until temperature 150. Then, so at 150 we collect another fraction. Then we take this tube away and put a third empty one. We complete heating until 200. So we collect a third fraction here. Then we take this third tube away and use a fourth empty tube. Complete heating until temperature 300 to collect the fourth fraction. In this way we collect 4 fractions. The first fraction is collected at temperature between room temperature to 100. The second fraction we got it between temperatures 100 and 150. The third between 150 and 200. The fourth between 200 and 300. As the boiling point increases, you should know that the size of the molecule will increase, because as the size of the molecule increases, the attraction force between the molecules will increase and the boiling point increase. So here we have 4 fractions of petroleum. We separated the petroleum into 4 fractions, and now we compare between the properties of these 4 fractions according to how easily they flow, how volatile the fraction is, how easily does it burn, like this. So we will compare the properties of this fraction. We will find that fraction 1 is the best in volatility. Volatile means it evaporates easily. So this is the best one to evaporate easily. And as you go to the other fractions, the volatility will decrease. According to the volatility, according to viscosity or viscous means thick and sticky. The first fraction, it's very runny, so it's less viscous. And as you go to the other fractions, they will be less runny and more viscous. Number 3, according to flammability, the best one in flammability or the ability to burn is fraction 1, and as you go to the other fractions, the flammability will decrease, so the ability to burn will decrease. So the last one is the least flammable one. It actually needs a wick to can burn. So we have trends here. The trends the fractions show. Trend means gradual increase or decrease in some property. So as you see, as we go from fractions 1 to 4, the molecules become larger, so the boiling point increases, and they will be less volatile, more viscous, and less easily to burn. Here in this refinery tower, we need to memorize very well the names of the 8 fractions in order, and also the uses. Refinery gas used as for bottled gases, gasoline in gasoline engine in the cars as fuel, Naphtha can be broken down into gasoline, so it's used as a starting point to make other chemicals. Kerosene used as fuel in aircraft and oil stove and lamps. Diesel oil used in the diesel engines as fuel in cars or buses or trucks. Fuel oil, it's used in power station as fuel or and in ships and in home heating system. Lubricating oil, lubricating oil and bitumen. Both of them are not flammable. They cannot be burnt. So lubricating oil is used as oil for car engine to reduce the friction between the parts of the engine. And the bitumen is used for road surface and roofs, because bitumen here will be mixed with fine gravel to make asphalt to cover the roads.